Before I can finish this river and put this bridge into service, I need to build the abutments and piers, weather them, and get them installed. And while we're at it, let's do this bridge as well. Before I can build the abutments, I need to determine the height of the shelf on each end that the bridge is going to sit on. Because the bridge slopes up slightly, it won't be the same on each end, so I'll have to measure it, and before I can measure it, I need to put the shoes on. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. And once I get the shoes on, then I can set the shelf height, and once I get the shelf height, I can build the abutments. So let's get started on that. These little feet aren't perfectly flat on each end, so I want to do a quick sanding to both get them as flat as possible and also to provide a little bite for the glue to bond to. Okay. I'm going to do the outer corners first, flip it over while it's still hopefully a little soft, and hopefully that'll help get the feet all level. I think I can live with that. Okay. That should be pretty good. Yep, that looks pretty good. I can live with that. We'll give that a little bit of time and then move on to the next step. Okay, so I'm going to do a wing style abutment, and the first thing I need to do is get a center line for the center section of the structure. So let's just take actually, let's use this here and double check the width of this. I need the top of the abutment to be the same width as this. So that is our width, and it needs to flare out from there. So I think somewhere in about there should be good. So let's just, well, first let's confirm that this is actually square. I shouldn't assume. Yeah, that looks pretty square. And then let's take a, well, how wide do I need this to be? What angle? I think what I'll do, I think I'll come down at a 60-degree angle. So if I put this right there and draw a mark right here, draw a line from here to here, that is 60 degrees. Okay. Come on, dog. Let's go. All right. So there's a 60-degree angle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut that so that I've got that to use as a template. Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, let's see how that did. All right, not the prettiest ever. Let me make something the width. I'm going to go just ever so slightly wider. Alrighty then. And my total height okay, I'm using the lines to help ensure that it's straight across. Double check the width of this. Yeah, that should be good. A little wider than necessary, but that gives me wiggle room. Okay, so now I need another one just like that. Now we're gonna go on this side here, and I will I'll mark down the size in just a second. There's that. Let me get that size measured. Let's bring that down to right there. Draw that line. Looks about right. Once again, I'm drifting. Alright. Yeah, a little rough there, but that doesn't matter because we are going to come off of this side here. Right. Okay, so that's the start of our two abutments right there. Let me think that through. So this is going to go up against that about there, and I should be able to mark the height. Keep that from sliding back. That should tell me about where that shelf needs to go. That's that one. Shouldn't really matter. They should be the same, but I don't want to assume. Okay. So let's just get that marked. Get this one marked. And let's see, how do we want to do that? I believe I want to come straight down there. Okay, so what have we done? I need the shelf. Okay, and I'm going to use this for that, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Make sure that'll work here. I think that'll work all right. That looks about right. I need 60 degrees. Okay. I think we're ready to get that bonded. Give that a few seconds to set up. All right, there's that. Sanity check. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, let's do this. It'll be a little longer than necessary, but I'll cut it down. So I think I should be able to use this as a template. Where are my nippers? All right, we're gonna let that harden overnight, and then we'll sand it and finish it. That's it for today. Okay, now we just need to fit the abutments in place, cut the foam out of the way to make sure there's room. That should be about there. Make some marks. Should go right about there. Oh, that's a screw. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, that's gonna need to get cut. So, I need to build the piers, and I've decided that the way I'm going to do that is to make the ends rounded by cutting this tube and cutting it in half and binding the halves to each side here. So let's make that happen. And that's for the small ones. For the big ones. Let's get this out of the way. Now, I need to split these, and I think the easiest way to do it, frankly, is probably, I don't think I can do it in the thing. I think the easiest way is going to be by hand. That seems a bit risky. What could go wrong? All right, so what is going to be the easiest way to do it? Let's do this. Let's get those out of the way, and I could do it standing up. Okay, that needs to dry. Okay, we're going to add a little texture to the abutments and piers, and we're going to do that by cutting some masking tape to represent boards, laying them out, and then painting another layer or two over top of it to give it the little bumps like the squeeze out. And that's a technique. I believe I saw it on Southern Alberta Rail first. May have also seen it on Boomer Diorama. But I've used it a couple times and it seems to work pretty good. So what we're doing, we're just squaring up a piece of painter's tape here, and we're going to cut this into strips that roughly mimic the board. I mean, they'll be a kind of wide, scale wise, but you'll get the sense that it was board formed. And let's start with these. And we want the seams between the two to be good and thin. Okay. Like a kid at Christmas, it is time to unwrap my presents. Might be a little on the heavy side, but let's see. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. There we go. Time to weather them. Okay, it's time to weather these abutments and piers, and let's get this thing done and installed. So, get this out of the way. We're going to start by putting a little bit of dark. We're going to try to make this a bit more varied, a bit more concrete looking. Let's start by putting a little bit of dark on there. And let's do that. First, let me just put a little bit of water on this. And put some water on my brush. And let's start with, let's see. I'll tell you what. Start down low. A little bit of brown. I'm not sure exactly where the water line is going to end up being on this, and I'll deal with that when I've got the thing more in place. And I'm putting the water on there so that it doesn't make really, harsh blotches. I want it to flow a little bit. Alright, so we got that on there. Now, let's transition to something a little darker. This I'm just trying to get something dark right along the water line, or where I think it will be anyway. Maybe a little bit up in here. Just a little bit here and there. We're gonna putting some stuff over that, so that'll blend a little bit. Okay. That may look a little harsh, but I think we'll be okay. Let's go a little bit of this brown here. Definitely need to lighten this up. Easier this way, I think. Just get it all out there and move it around. Nope, puppy, no, not now. That was a bad time for that. I'll clean all that up in a bit. Nope. Bad timing, puppy. Bad timing. Alright. Clean up and get those pushed in. Short one. That looks about right. Good one. Let's just double check, make sure that's level. Oop, that's got to bend back a little bit. I think that'll work. Now, let me get the other ones in. right here. Okay, that one's good. And this one needs to go right here. And there you have it. Bridge base is built.